WandaVision was absolutely amazing. I still think the best thing Disney Plus has ever done. And they were supposed to have, they talked about they were going to do this Vision Quest spinoff series, but unfortunately, it kind of looks like those plans may be gone. Now, many of you guys will remember that, of course, the end of WandaVision, we got a new version of Vision, White Vision, as everybody called him, and it ends with him flying off and away. And we all wondered, well, I wonder when he's going to come back. Maybe he's out hanging out on the moon with the real Steve Rogers or whatever it's going to do. And then word quickly came out that the showrunner and creators, they were actually working on a White Vision series that was going to be called Vision Quest. Well, unfortunately, it may look now like that whole plan may be gone, as it's coming out now. This is being reported on Screen Rant at the moment, that the creators of the show and the writers have taken Vision Quest off their dockets. It says this. In a post via Twitter/X, the Scarlet Witch updates profile via Scarlet Witch UPD writes, shared some concerning shots of Vision Quest creator Jack Schaefer's WGA profile, as well as that is Aline Shim, one of the show's writers. In both screenshots, it appears though Vision Quest has been removed from their profiles, begging the question as to why. And then it goes in and it shows their various profiles. Now, these profiles, it needs to be noted, did have Vision Quest on them before. And now they're gone. And lest you think that maybe the profiles just aren't up to date, they have updated. They're working on Agatha, the Darkhold Diaries with the new title. Because remember, it was called, what was it called before? It was called Agatha.
Covenant
of Chaos. That's right. And so they have updated it now to Darkhold Diaries, and it looks like this is gone. Rob, it's not a new thing in the world of movies or television for a project to be in the development phase, for an intention to be there to do a show or a movie, and then it just comes off the burner, right? They just don't work on it. They don't develop it any further. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Vessi. Now, like me, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Vessi, the shoe that claims to be incredibly comfortable and waterproof on top of that. Well, these claims are really interesting to me because as a Canadian who walked around in a lot of snow, and as somebody who likes to go camping and hiking with his wife on the weekends, there's nothing more uncomfortable and horrible than walking around in wet feet. So after receiving my first pair of Vessis and noticing how incredibly good looking the shoes are and how mind-boggling comfortable and flexible they are, the first thing I did was I took them into the backyard to put it to the supreme waterproof test and dipped my feet in my pool. Guys, my feet were bone dry, and like 20 seconds after having them in the pool and I touched them, the shoes themselves were also bone dry. Guys, seriously, these shoes are stupidly comfortable, they look great, and they absolutely lived up to the claim of being waterproof and keeping my feet dry. I absolutely love my Vessi shoes. So guys, if you want shoes that are good looking, are ridiculously comfortable, and on top of all that waterproof, you need to head to Vessi.com/Campea and get yourselves a pair today. Go to Vessi.com/Campea and get shoes for your best summer yet. I think though it's more than just that here. I think Vision Quest may be the first tangible collateral damage of Disney CEO Bob Iger coming out and saying, we've just put out too much MCU stuff, and especially on Disney Plus, because you guys remember that Bob Iger said that, yeah, all the Disney stuff, the glut of stuff that we put on Disney Plus has diluted, he said, the quality of the MCU. And I think most of us agree with him on that. I don't think, Disney Plus is Bob Iger's brainchild, but I don't think he envisioned it into what Bob Chapek started turning into, which was just a pump and dump thing for cranking out as much MCU product as possible. And I think this might be a direct consequence of that. Rob, while I love the idea of a WandaVision kind of continuation spinoff, I like the White Vision character, and I love Paul playing the role, like absolutely. And I hope we see him pop up in future MCU projects. I'm going to admit I'm not going to lose any sleep over the idea of not getting a Vision Quest show. It sounds like it would be a nice thing, but is that something they really need to be pouring their resources into right now? What do you feel about this, and what do you think led to its demise?
Well, I think that, honestly, I don't think Vision is necessarily, I thought that Paul Bettany is a great actor.
He's wonderful.
But the character of Vision, I don't think necessarily is a leading character. Paul Bettany's a leading man, can be a leading man. But within the MCU as currently established, I mean, I've always loved Vision. It's one of my favorite MCU translations of a character from the page to the screen. But what is this show going to be about, and why should I watch it? And again, Vision, I like Vision as a member of the Avengers. And once again, by getting rid of this Vision Quest storyline, that's just one more Avenger taken off the, like, where's he gone? I don't know. I mean, if they had a great story, I would say bring it on. I'll watch anything. You can change my mind by giving me a great story. I think maybe they thought whatever they'd come up with was not as strong as it should have been. And I mean, no one said anything. We have no official announcement at all about this. So I'll be curious to see where that all goes, if they have an explanation. I love the Vision character as portrayed by Bettany. I love the way he looks. I have both hot toys, the white hot toy and the regular one. And I'm kind of bummed, but on the other hand, I understand.
You know, you also got to ask the question, because just because Vision Quest doesn't happen, if it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean he can't pop up in something else in time for like Avengers, right? But then that brings up the issue about, but where does a white Vision show up? I don't think he shows up in the Marvels. What's the connection to have him showing up in Blade? You know, I just don't see the project that the MCU has lined up between now and when Kang Dynasty is supposed to start, that you reintroduce White Vision. So I don't know if he's in the plans anymore.
I don't either.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.